previously on Special Victims Whodunit, the suspects were split into rooms for the night. The next morning, being split into 3 teams for the clue mission, they had to divulge details of their sleeping arrangements. 1 person per team had to lie about their room. After suspicious activity from Mystique and John with their lies, everyone failed the mission and were unable to view an encrypted security file. In the subsequent Safe House mission, the players had to compete for the highest score in a haunting flash game. In a very close finish, David barely beat Walter, winning Safe House. Playing it safe, David marked Walter, Cruella and Darth Maul for death. While Darth Maul was upset at being marked for a 3rd time in a row, David's alliance was frustrated with David not choosing their nemesis Anne to be marked. Cruella and John said their possible goodbyes, but ultimately it was Walter that fell victim to the killer's hand. 12 began. Now at the halfway point, only 8 suspects remain.
I wasn't too shocked by Walter's murder. He'd been consistently good at missions, and it seems Darth Maul being saved so many times could be one of 2 things. He's the killer, or someone wants people to think he's the killer.
Oh my, thank goodness, I was so worried. Congratulations, Maul. It is so sad to see you go, Walter. It truly was sad to see Walter go. However, he was never close to me.
Walter was a kind man. He shall be missed. No, he won't.
Rest in peace, Walter. This doesn't get easier. I hope you didn't suffer. Darth Maul, Cruella, glad to see you guys safe. He was a good, strange man.
Sorry to see Walter go. He's old. He needed to die. But I'm also old. But I'm a mutant, so that's cool.
Well, good game, Walter. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk more. Darth Maul just keeps surviving these markings, and it was really a toss-up between who would go out of the other 2. I'm glad that one of the people I marked is not able to come back after me.
Rest in peace, poor Walter. You were a nice man. I'm more surprised that Maul made it through safely yet again.
Sorry to see you go, Walter. Maul and Cruella, I'm glad you are safe. Let's find and stop the killer. I wasn't too surprised by Walter's murder. He was up against players who have already been marked and survived.
Rest in peace, Walter. What a strange, sweet little man.
I'm so happy you made it, Cruella.
Thank you so much. It is so nice to talk to you again.
Congratulations on making it through this marking. I hope there are no ill feelings from the last one. Hope you have been well.
Thank you for checking in and congratulations. This competition is heating up and at least one person has it up for me. I appreciate that you make an effort to say hello.
But of course, I don't like the idea of having to mark people, but then again, you have to try and win so you don't get killed. Double-edged sword, more or less. I'm sorry you feel someone is out to get you. I'm afraid the killer is trying to keep you safe, so it makes you look guilty like you are the killer. I go with my gut, and I don't get that creepy feeling about you. You may look scary, but I don't get the sense that you are a killer. I may be way off, but gotta go with my gut.
Yes. Living through 3 marks means 1 or 2 of 3 things. 1. I'm the killer. 2. I keep guessing the right person. I've only ever put down 1 person, so that could be the only thing keeping me alive. I also told the killer that if I live, that I'd be the #1 suspect. So yes, you are right, and of course you cannot verify this, but I am not the killer. Only time can vindicate that, though.
You're right, I didn't think you could be guessing correctly. And the other good thing would be that no one else is guessing the same way. At least a 50% shot of that anyway.
Wow. So Darth Maul survives again.
As did Cruella. They have both been marked twice. This is getting interesting, although Maul was not marked when Janet was. Now is the killer making us think he may be the killer?
I was just in my interrogation room earlier saying that either Darth Maul is the killer or made a deal with them. Either way, I don't like it.
Maul is very suspicious. I'm pretty sure that is his 3rd time being saved now. If it's not him, it's definitely someone he is close with.
Oh, I made it. I'm so happy. I am glad to get to chat more. Are you quite confident with this game so far, dear?
I'm so happy for you. Let's definitely try to chat more from here on out. I am feeling very far from confident in this game, unfortunately. I thought that by now I would have had some more clues or at least some obvious suspects, but really all that stands out is Darth Maul surviving so many times. How are you feeling about things?
I agree with you completely. I have not the slightest idea and have been kind of throwing random people out there. It does seem everyone is a suspect and possibly a friend still. I hope in the next round I can get an even more solid clue. About Maul, I don't know much about him, however. He is amazing at computer stuff. He put together our whole crime scene video, added sound, and motion in such a short time. It was quite amazing. Littlefoot, however, did not participate in our group at all. In the end, he said sorry he didn't have anything to contribute, so that was a little suspicious, possibly sabotage. Luckily, with the rest of us, we did a great job.
That's a great point. The least suspicious people will try more in the clue mission, so that knocks Maul down a bit and raises Littlefoot.
Good morning. You are the 8 remaining from the 12 that began. A moment ago, I had you all determine your order in the mission randomly. The order has clear advantages and disadvantages, but communication is key for anything productive to happen for anyone in this mission. You will be crossing a bridge above the ballroom, which will be the setting for Safe House tomorrow. The ballroom also provides access to the right wing of the manor. The bridge has 15 rows to cross. Each row has 3 tiles. One of the 3 tiles in each row is a trapdoor. You must choose one of the 3 tiles in order to cross that row. If you step on one of the 2 working doors, all is fine, and you may choose your next tile in following row. If you step on the trapdoor, you will fall into the ballroom and be eliminated from the game. Then it's the next person's turn. You may only communicate to the person that goes directly before you and the person directly after you. You may only speak privately via radio. Choosing number 1, David will go first. If he falls through a trapdoor, he will be eliminated from the challenge and can only communicate what he observed to Marie, who will then move across the bridge next. Then David must go on radio silence. The choices Marie makes to cross the bridge can only be based off what David told her he experienced on the bridge. Crossing successfully or not, Marie will briefly speak with John via radio before he crosses next. After his turn, John will radio his information to Mystique, so on and so forth on your selected turns. Anne will be the last to go, depending on whatever info Littlefoot wants to give her. Anyone who crosses successfully to the other side will automatically see the clue. It is up to anyone who manages to cross all rows successfully if they share it with any of the other players. The clue itself? You will perform an autopsy on Walter. At least one hidden clue to his murderer will be present. If nobody crosses the bridge successfully, the evidence will wash away with Walter's body. For now, everyone go on radio silence until it is your turn to speak. Let's begin. David is up first.
I'm gonna go 1A. Two A. 3A. 4A. 5A. 6A. 7A.
David has fallen through a trapdoor and will not directly receive the clue. It is now Marie's turn.
Not the best position for us to start off this challenge, but I went column A for as far as I could. Then
B1.
Marie has fallen through a trapdoor and will not directly receive the clue. It is now John's turn.
John, I wish I had something to tell you. I don't know where I fell through, and I went back and forth through all 3 columns. So, not much to go on. Good luck.
1C. 2A. 3B.
John has fallen through a trapdoor and will not directly receive the clue. It is now Mystique's turn.
I'm glad we're at the end of the group. I had a feeling that it would be something like this and going close to last would be of more advantage. I just hope no one is sneaky and purposely gives me the wrong info so at least one of us can't complete.
Hopefully, if that happens, the rest of us can work together to figure out the weak link after we've all gone. That would be a clue in itself.
I never thought of it that way. Very interesting indeed. I hope to go soon.
Me too. I hope we don't fall.
Okay, Mystique. I went right on the first row, left on the second row. Avoid the middle row in 3. That's where I fell.
This is Jeff.
Hey.
This is Jeff's bush.
Hey.
Jeff's bush is not attractive.
Hey, Susie. Looking sweaty today.
You.
Oh, yeah, you wish!
Looks like this wingman needs his feathers clipped. You see, confidence begins below the waist. And doesn't Jeff know that when you trim your hedges, the tree stands taller?
Hey, neighbor. You trimming your bush or a grizzly bear back here?
Good question, Keith. Hey, you signed those divorce papers yet?
Moment of truth! That monster looks about as precise as a rusty butter knife. So Jeff will need the steady hand of a neurosurgeon to... Understandable reaction, fellas. This waking nightmare happens every day and could have been avoided with the right tool for the job. Introducing the Lawnmower 2.0 from Manscaped, a precision-engineered personal trimmer for an unruly bush. And more importantly, What's underneath it?
How have I not passed out yet?
Its skin-safe technology means you won't nick or snag your most delicate spots. The Lawnmower 2.0 from Manscaped. Click now to have the world's best personal trimmer delivered right to your door.
One seed. Two A. Three A. 4B. 5A. 6C.
Mystique has fallen through a trapdoor and will not directly receive the clue. It is now Darth Maul's turn.
Hello, Dr. Anna. May I interest you in some whiskey and shit talking?
Oh, yes. Let's spill.
Oh, honestly, the playing dumb with some of these people is getting old. I understood the mission, but Marie gave me nothing because she was confused. And Mystique was confused, which is going to look bad on me since Marie was before me and Mystique was after me. I just want to know where it's going wrong.
To be honest, this whole mission sounds like a hot mess. I feel like you should be okay. I don't think anyone is really playing this one well. I would hope at least people would understand. If you didn't have good info to work off of, then it sounds like it would be starting from scratch.
I did have to start from scratch. I had zero help and only made it to 3 rows.
Show those hoes and win this. Rooting for you.
Molly, Molly, Molly. So I went 1A, 2B, 3B, 4C, or 5C. And 6C is a trapdoor. Good luck.
Thank you. 1A. 2B.
2 Darth Maul has fallen through a trapdoor and will not directly receive the clue. It is now Cruella's turn.
That lying bitch.
It was all my fault.
Well, I seem to have been misled by the people before me. Here's the sequence I was told. 1A, 2B, 3B, 4C, 5C, then 6C was a trapdoor. But that was incorrect. 2B is a trapdoor. So, 1A then. Whatever you'd like, I suppose. And I'd recommend avoiding 2B.
Thank you so much, Maul. Oh no, you were misled. I'm sorry to hear that. 1A. 2A. 3B.
Cruella has fallen through a trapdoor and will not directly receive the clue. It is now Littlefoot's turn.
I actually have no idea how everything was so corrupt. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. Sorry for whatever part I had in all of this massacre.
Hey, what have you got for me? Hopefully at least one member can make it to the end.
I'm sorry I don't have more for you, dear. 1A and 2A are good. 3B was a trapdoor. Maul told me a whole list. And the second 2 that people told him were wrong. So somebody lied to him. Probably about the whole list, I think.
Thanks for the info. It's a shame we didn't get more, but that's not down to us. 1A. 2A. 3A. 4A.
Littlefoot has fallen through a trapdoor and will not directly receive the clue. Finish us off, Anne.
The communication between the cast was terrible. For some reason, people weren't telling the next person everything they needed to know. I'm still kind of confused on how it all went shits up.
This is a rough challenge. I wish everyone could work together more.
I don't think it is the hardest thing to do. However, the miscommunication is ridiculous. When it came to me, I was told the list up to the 6th row. However, Darth Maul said the second one was where he was eliminated. So, I did the rest of that list, changing the second one. Then the third one was also a trapdoor, so clearly the whole list was probably wrong.
Oh wow, so a combination of not sharing enough info and people giving bad info. Not good at all.
Yes, I would say as a whole team, we are not good together, only in little teams.
I took my shot, but Cruella gave me basically no info.
That is terrible. Someone could say that the person before them gave bad info, but it was really them.
After everyone goes, I think we should all say what the person before us said and expose the liar.
100%. I think that's a great plan.
I'm sorry you fell. What did you find out from trying to cross?
Absolutely nothing. This round has been utter bollocks.
So you aren't going to tell me what spaces were safe and where you fell? I will be sharing the clue with you if I somehow make it through. If you don't help me, I don't see any way that I can make it to get us the clue.
I don't know where I fell. All I know is 1A, 2A, and 3A are safe. I'm sorry I couldn't have been of more help. The ones before us really fucked this up for us.
So what path did you take after those 3 rows? I can at least try something different. I guess I have to go without knowing what path you took. 1A. 2A. 3A. 4A. 5A. 6A. 7A.
Mission failed. No clue has been earned this round. That was quite the, mission, my friends. After a quick discussion with Dr. Anna Delvey, it has been decided she will post the full results a bit later outside her office and lead everyone into a group therapy session about communication.
I can communicate just fine, if Dr. Anna Delvey would like to hear it. I hope she doesn't have delicate ears. If she wants to know how well I communicate, tell her to check in with Frank. He'll be more than happy to fill her in.
We failed to get the clue from Victor because of a breakdown in communication somewhere along the line.
Well, that challenge definitely could have gone better. So many communication breakdowns.
Yeah, I copied what she told me, and still one of the steps was a trapdoor. Sheesh.
What an interesting clue mission. I honestly believe that was mainly luck. Do you think everyone would share the information honestly? I was at the top, so I really had nothing to go on. And I told John what I did, but then from there, not sure if he was supposed to relay what I did and then what he did. A little confusing. And now Victor is getting Dr. Anna involved. Not necessary. I think we all know how to communicate very well.
It was supposed to be what you said. You give the next person your info, then they give the next person your info and theirs, and it adds on, so the last person should have info from everyone. That way we would have had at least one person earn the clue to share with everyone. The only info that I got as the last person was about rows 1 to 3.
Once we got dropped through the trap, we were on radio silence. So I couldn't tell John anything I found out then. And I had no idea where David fell either. I was literally out the first box, but again, got that information after the fact.
Littlefoot only told me the 3 steps Cruella said were safe, not his own.
I got no information on mine at all as far as how far David went.
Hopefully everyone does better next clue mission. We don't want the killer to win.
The third middle tile was also a trapdoor, so somebody lied about all of it probably.
That's so weird. Why would Mystique pass along the entire sequence if so many were wrong?
This clue mission was a mess. We should have been able to get the clue. Do you think any of the mess-ups were on purpose? The ones I know about are Marie, Mystique, and Littlefoot.
Honestly, yes and no. Marie gave me nothing, so I had to start from scratch and only made it to the third row. And then sent Mystique the correct steps and not to go in the middle row of 3. I don't know what Mystique did.
I guess only Maul would know that, and he never talks to me outside of team missions. Do you get any response from him?
I do not really talk to him, honestly. I wished him good luck and thanked him for helping out with the last clue in Team Alpha, but that's it. I can try to reach out. By the way, if you don't mind me asking, how did Littlefoot screw up? I see he went before you.
He said that he didn't know where he fell, so couldn't tell me, and also didn't respond when I asked what path he took so I could try something different.
3 people messing up. Seems like one of them has to be doing it on purpose.
I think so too. Now to figure which was the sabotage, I would think Mystique's mistake messed us up the most.
I think this challenge was a big fail for us all around.
Not surprised, mission failed. I'm thinking it's good so that certain people don't get the clues. But I would really like to see more of the manor.
Okay, I've been dying to tell you this. I told Marie that I was going to do column A all the way down, and before I could tell her my results, she submitted with alternating columns B and C. I made it all the way to row 6. If she had waited a minute and built off of what I did, we would have had a real shot. Between that and her now saying it's a good thing the mission failed, I'm really concerned about her.
Alarms are ringing a bit with Marie.
Good afternoon, Dr. Delvey. Is there anything you would like to say or need anyone to legally sign before we get down to business? The manor budget can cover our first official group therapy session.
What the fuck? Firefest was more organized than this absolute bullshit. I was telling Victor we needed to make this more exclusive, more VIP, to avoid this very thing. It's clear that this crowd wouldn't know a Chardonnay from a sherry. Maybe if your parents had bothered to get, like, real jobs, instead of being a waitress and a gym teacher, you might have gotten a proper education and learned something. It is a shame that in a country like this, where you can be anything, some people decided to be idiots. You are just lucky you have me here to inspire you, so I'll do my best. There's only so much a girl boss can do, but I'll try. It is very clear that somewhere along the way, someone dropped the ball on communication. Maybe it was to pick up a ham sandwich or something equally cheap. I swear, if you had more taste, you would have realized you could have all had a clue. Now you have nothing. If you do not get it together, the killer won't have to lift a finger. Maybe that is your goal. Maybe you are so sad about being poor, you do not care if you live. If anyone needs a space to talk things out, I guess you can do it here. Because I think some talking is needed. Just please do not touch any of my nice furniture with your grubby French fry fingers. I had it imported all the way from Dubai.
In the great words of Taylor, "Hi, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me. I accidentally gave Darth Maul the trapdoors. Not my actual moves. Or take it as you may. If you've chatted with me, you'll know I'm an airhead. This was a slip-up and nothing malicious."
It happens to all of us, Mystique. Thanks for being upfront with this.
I think there was a miscommunication from the start on how much we were able to share because I shared my moves with Marie but didn't get the chance to share the actual result before she went. Wouldn't say as much sabotage as it was a misunderstanding.
This makes sense because when Marie radioed me, she didn't know what to do. So I had to start from scratch, got to the third row, and then tell Mystique the moves I did.
There were various other elements to block you from succeeding. At least one person shared a screenshot. Also, most of you discussed the mission outside of radio silence a total of 22 times between all of you combined. Only one of you did not break a single rule this mission.
I'm not sure I even understand. I'm good with whatever happens either way, as I am so completely lost. Well, it tells me that David is a liar, and he knew exactly what he was supposed to do. And I hope this basically calls him out. He tried to explain it away, and I play along like I believe and agree with him. But I now have it in my gut that he's guilty. We'll see.
To be honest, I don't know why it was such a hard mission for everyone else to follow. I'm just playing along a bit so I don't stand out, but Marie really messed us up. If she had waited a bit for me to give my results, we would have had a real shot at this. It was a big fail all around, and I'm not sure how much is suspicious activity versus just stupidity.
Mystique saying it was all her is giving a pass to other people who dropped the ball too. I know Marie crossed without waiting for David to tell her anything from his round, and also didn't tell John where she fell. Now, I'm sure there are more things like that, but the players who are guilty won't want to come forward. Their silence might speak louder than excuses as far as looking guilty.
I agree, there's definitely some suspicious behavior going on.
I think the idea of trapdoors was a fun game. I was suspicious of Littlefoot and thought he was just not helping. Marie's mistake seems the most intentional, but maybe she didn't understand. And we are all just as clueless as before the trapdoors. So sad.
It was me, a completely stupid mistake. I passed on the actual trapdoors to Maul, not my moves. Now put a huge target on my back that I'm the killer, but really I'm just an airhead.
It wasn't just you. There are definitely some more suspicious players than you, in my book. I think if everyone shares what info they received and gave, it would prove that. Looking suspicious could help the killer want you around at least.
Well, that is true. It can work either way for me. I can only hope it works for keeping me around.
I hope we both stick around. What do you think Safe House will be since it's in the ballroom? Like, are we going to have to dance?
I've got some great moves. Maybe I can win this one?
Take a sip of our freshly squeezed orange juice and let the juicy, sweet liquid run down your throat. The right way to start your day. Perfect for a quick beverage or a family reunion. Your mother definitely won't think you're an embarrassment anymore. Each orange is hand squeezed by myself personally. Yummy orange juice. Make breakfast great again.
I want to congratulate each of you with a dinner party before your next Safe House mission. You have survived 2 weeks and thus made it to the halfway point of the game. But believe me, it is only uphill from here.
So, how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing well, David. How are you today?
Not bad. It's actually a nice resort when there's no killer going around and doing their thing. Marie, what you cooking for us?
David, I think we're doing takeout tonight. It's been a very long couple of days for me. How's pizza sound? Someone pour the wine and we can order in.
Pizza is a galactic symbol of peace and unity.
Let's start a debate while we wait. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Nah, only meat.
He's a vegetarian sauropod.
Please, Mystique, I don't know if I can speak with you anymore. To think pineapple goes on pizza. Oh my, that is sinful and not in the good way. And you are so right, Maul. Pizza is a way of gathering people together and enjoying a meal. I do like that quote.
I was being sarcastic.
I like meatball, pepperoni, if anyone wants to share.
One of my favorites as well.
Even I know that a meal benefits from complementary flavors. Sweet and savory together are exquisite, and thus there is no reason why pineapple cannot be on pizza. My favorite pizza topping is Whomp rat slices.
I enjoy all pizzas equally, even pineapple.
I prefer Pizza the Hut myself, if anyone cares. Now shut up. Earlier, you each chose a preferred color. Your chosen color randomly determined the order you will be moving in the Safe House mission. Please follow me into the ballroom. Welcome to the ballroom of the manor. Isn't it pretty? Want to do some morbid square dancing on it? You are all already on your starting square and on even starting ground. Starting with Darth Maul, who randomly picked one, you may move over one square on the floor. Nobody, including yourself, can ever move into that square ever again. Then based on your order, David will go, then Littlefoot, and so on and so forth, moving clockwise around the floor. You may move one space vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. You cannot skip or jump over squares. They must be directly connected to each other. When you run out of legal moves, you are eliminated from the mission. You are all allowed to discuss this mission and strategize freely as you see fit, because the last person remaining on the floor will win Safe House. That person will have a guaranteed spot in the final 7 and must mark 3 fellow players for death.
This seems fun. Good luck, out.
I like your upbeat attitude, you creature with a long neck, but named after feet for some reason.
More movement challenges. I'm sure this will go great.
I will move over with the hip shake yo.
When is it my
Really targeting me there, eh?
If you'd like to call a truce, I'd be willing to move the other direction. I ask that you not mark me if you happen to win.
I would very much appreciate that. I will not mark you if I win.
I'm just wondering, do you think David did that on purpose? Interesting, David's deal with Darth Maul. I don't know. Seems odd.
I'm actually more confused by Littlefoot's move. It was also a move to block David in my opinion.
Actually, I'm not sure what anyone is doing at this point.
A really interesting social dynamic in this one. Sounds like there's a lot of wheeling and dealing on the side to decide who to block, but for the most part, I've been left out of it. Obviously, my alliance with Mystique, Littlefoot, and Marie worked closely together. But my other big move was striking a deal with Darth Maul to not block me in exchange for agreeing to not mark him this round.
I loved the safe house mission because it was shifty and cunning and relied on strategy to win. But I also loved it because it gave me a solid chance to play with Anne to make her trust me with my moves away from her. She's so incredibly smart. She caught on to my plan to block Darth Maul, in which I was very happy about. I thought they may have been working together, but it seems they aren't as close as my alliance previously thought. I trust my alliance, but I need to make sure I'm covered from all angles. My first job is to make sure I make it to that final. That'll only happen if I can stop myself from being marked as much as possible.
It looks like we are locked in a war for the upper middle half.
I am so dead.
So's your mum. Too soon? John is out of moves and has been eliminated. Anne has nowhere else to go and is also eliminated.
I hope you are all absolutely enjoying this game. It is quite fun.
Yes, I am having a blast being knocked out. How joyful. But mathematically, it would seem Marie is the winner.
No, don't even go there yet. Here I was stuck at the bottom being blocked in, and now I am the winner? Anything can happen here. I, for one, was not looking for a win here, and if I were half awake earlier when I made my choice, I could have taken that other square and gone diagonal. Actually, I thought I did. Considering I was half asleep when I gave my pick, I suppose we will see.
What the fuck is she talking about this time?
I wish the territory mission went better for me, of course. Marie acting like she doesn't want to win and not playing with a strategy seems the weirdest part of this mission.
Darth Maul is out.
I like territory, even if I didn't do hot, it is still fun. I may be out, but I still made us all coffee. Ah, get it. Coffee, John Coffee. No, but seriously, I made coffee.
Thank you. I needed a pick-me-up.
Thank you so much, John. Been a very long day so far. Coffee is just what I need.
Well, I would love some coffee, Mr. Coffee.
Thank you, my dear friend John. Quite thoughtful. I absolutely need coffee today after this week.
Let's finish this out officially. Congratulations, Marie, you have won Safe House and are guaranteed safety from tomorrow's murder. Tonight, you have control over the killer's targets and will announce the 3 fellow players you choose to mark for death.
Never expected to win. They were all gunning for each other, and then Cruella and John came at me, but they just blocked me in with more open squares than themselves.
I had quite a good time with this mission. It was fun. I came in second. One of my friends won. But, of course, still in the bottom, so I'm a little disappointed.
I would have loved to win, but I'm totally happy Marie won. She's my friend. Good work, guys.
Great teamwork.
What is so great? I get to mark them again, and now I'm the big target. I wish it would have gone the other way, so someone else had to do it this time. Maybe I'll pull an Anne and let 2 of you choose.
I wouldn't have minded winning and did think I had a chance, but came just shy of it. To be honest, I just really didn't want Darth Maul or John to win.
On the plus side, Marie, there's no additional blood on your hands marking the same people twice. We've been crushing these safe house missions lately, so don't worry, we have your back.
Easy for you to say. It's including Anne this time because there are only 8 of us left.
I just had to do it last round, so I definitely know how you feel. You can still do Maul, Cruella, and John if you don't want to take a shot at Anne.
Knowing how lucky Maul and John have been after being marked, it'll probably depend on whoever the third person is that'll get killed.
The big thing that stuck out, as usual, was Suspicious Marie. She was quite upset at winning and needing to mark people for death, and almost made it sound like our alliance forced her to win, which was far from the case. I have some sympathy. But also, I was the one who took on the marking responsibility last round.
I'm glad Marie won. I knew I'd be safe with her, so I didn't have to worry about being marked. Although her reaction to winning was very suspicious, I can only think she'd be mad because she had to cut some sort of ties with someone that she may have been working with.
I think definitely Marie could be a threat. She is so nice and always talking to everyone. She's quite active and a great player.
Look, I had a random thought. I mean, I don't have parts. I don't know if you do, but we should have purple babies for a showmance or something like that.
I would be amenable to this, as it would create an alliance. I also don't have parts, as the bottom half of my body is just a set of mechanical spider legs, but in spirit. Mystique got drunk last night and propositioned me for sex. Flagging that, Whodunit needs more sex scenes.
Look, I feel I'm the moshed, mushing person I know who hash no threats. I know I'm not winning this rodeo. I also know I'm totally drunk answering this show. I don't miss deadline show. Mostly this shit won't make sense. Just don't want to mark against my name. Mina John against me is okay, but Mark is a big no-no.
Hey, just thought I'd check in and see how you're doing. I'm really surprised by Marie's reaction to winning this. It makes me think there's a possibility she's working with a couple of the others as well, and she didn't want to win this one because she's gonna have to show her cards. What do you think? Or am I looking into things too much?
I think you're exactly on the right track. Either she's trying to work both sides, or she's the killer and wants to avoid getting marked because that could show she survives a lot herself. I'm not a fan of either one, honestly, but we've been such a good team so far, so I don't know why she would want to mess anything up. I think a lot points to her as being suspect in terms of the clues, like that obvious frying pan in the crime scene and just her overall approach to the game. I don't want it to be her, but I also don't want to lose because we're missing the obvious answer.
I'm really glad you seem to be thinking along the exact same lines as me. I've been thinking through the last few days, and it does seem that more things are pointing towards her. David and Marie actually both think the other one is the killer. They both came to me on the same day saying as much. What a coincidence, I must say. But if they're confiding in me, I'll gladly keep the information to myself and use it if and when necessary.
Things have changed, but also not changed, if that makes sense. My main alliance is still the same, but given the recent suspicion on Marie, I've drawn closer to Littlefoot and Mystique. I think that Darth Maul and Cruella are still at odds with me, and Anne and John are still people who would have my back if they got power. But as we get closer to the end of the game, people are going to be more selective with the info they share, and more strategic with their markings.
How do you feel with Marie? She didn't mark either of us last time, so she may play it safe and just put John and Darth Maul up again, but I don't know who she'll do as a third.
If she sticks with her previous record for marking people, I think I'll be the third. I'm really worried because everyone marked with them dies.
I was thinking the same thing. That's why I'm worried. It seems John and Maul are being saved time and time again. I'd personally prefer if it was Cruella because we don't talk, and I'm pretty sure John and her are working together.
John, Cruella, and Maul have all been marked and survived. It would be interesting to see what would happen if they were marked together.
I agree. I'm definitely suspicious of Maul. I'd say him and Marie are probably at the top for me.
Maul is definitely suspicious. I think there are some alliances forming, but nobody has asked me. I am still trying to be social with everyone, but Maul never responds. Everyone else seems social. David, Littlefoot, and I talk about clues. I'm trying to get a feel if they are leading me astray. Littlefoot and David tend to give me identical answers in private conversations a lot, so they are definitely talking.
I do feel like I have better relationships now. I guess I just don't talk as much as everyone else.
My relationships are now almost non-existent, unfortunately.
I'm not having babies with Maul.
You are not the father.
Hi, how are you? Wanted to check in and see how you're feeling about how the safe house is playing out and all that. I know it's not ideal to be the one who's marking people, but our alliance has been doing a really great job working together. I really think we're getting close here.
You're right there, good instinct. I'm not very happy about having to mark them. Everyone is very nice, and I'm putting a huge target on my back, and I'm bound to be the first one any of them mark the minute I'm not safe. Ugh. I know how this works. I'm too old to be making enemies. If in fact I do have to do the markings, as much as I hate to do it, John and Cruella were going after me. I think it will be Anne with them since she went that way. Maul was so far at the top I had plenty of room to move from him. I don't know. I just feel bad about John again because he's so nice, but he never initiates the chat, and neither does Cruella. So those are easy to pick.
Unfortunately, I think you're right that you and I would be the first targets because we're the only ones with blood on our hands. I don't like that the other two get to skate by, as much as we've all been working together on every mission, but that's just how this one played out. If we have another mission where we have more of a say who wins, we should make sure it's Mystique or Littlefoot who has to do the marking. Mama Marie, I support whoever you want to pick out of that group to protect yourself, and I always have your back.
Congratulations on winning, Marie. You are a cunning and strategic warrior, despite being first out. I hope you don't mark me. I have a feeling I wouldn't make it out this time.
Thank you, kind sir, but cunning and strategic never applied to me before. Thank you for that. Although I did nothing. As you can see, I was stuck at the bottom and had John and Cruella charging after me. I had no place to go. I am considering making a different move.
I tried to be aggressive and finally win. Backfired on me, so your strategy is still better than mine.
I guess doing nothing works. Anne actually messaged me yesterday saying if she gets a clue, she'll share with me. Like, young lady, I don't need you to share anything with me. Seriously, she thinks I'll just go along with her. She thinks I won't mark her because I need her stupid little clue.
Meet Jack Torrance.
I'm outlining a new writing project.
He's a writer looking for inspiration.
Lots of ideas. No good ones.
Meet Danny. He's a kid looking for a dad.
There's hardly anybody to play with around here.
What's up, Doc?
Jack just can't finish his book.
I don't want to sound melodramatic, but there's no way to make it economically feasible. Here's to 5 miserable months.
But now, sometimes what we need the most is just around the corner.
I am your new foster father. I'd do anything.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill,
I love it.
I could see the city light. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home.
Shiny.
Marie has one safe house, but must also mark 3 players for death. She may choose up to 4 of you to join her safely in the final 7. Marie, please reveal who you wish to save one by one and explain your reasoning.
The first person I wish to save is Littlefoot.
Thank you for the safety, Marie, and best of luck to the marked players.
Mystique is safe.
Thank you, Marie. I'm so excited to be entering into the top 7.
Darth Maul is safe.
Only one more spot for safety remains. Marie, reveal your final choice.
David is safe. The reason I marked Cruella and John is mainly because they have communicated with me the least. The third person is Anne. I kind of thought I would give Darth Maul a break this time.
Cruella, John, and Anne. The 3 of you have been marked for death. and are at risk of being murdered from the game, you have one last opportunity to save yourself by submitting your top suspect. If you are correct, you are safe from the killer's wrath. The killer may only murder someone who chose his or her identity incorrectly. Unless all three of you guess right, then all three are at risk. You may also submit a plea to pass on to the killer to help persuade their decision. Best of luck, my little picker-wickle lullaby Chippendale rescue rats.
Is it even a marked for death if I'm not on the list? Feels wrong.
Glad I could be marked to give you a break.
I appreciate you taking that bullet for me. May the dark side be with you.
Darth Maul, are you flirting with Anne? I thought we were meant to be together. I'm carrying your purple baby.
Thanks, Marie, and good luck to the marked players. Does Maul even remember what it's like to not be marked?
Oh, not again. Good luck to us all.
I'm a bit surprised that Marie chose to mark Anne. That's a big move, and Maul would have been a much easier choice. I wonder if she struck a deal with him as well. Cruella and John are just used to being marked at this point too, I think. I have to imagine that Anne is the most likely to die since she's probably the biggest threat to the killer, which is why I want to try to help her to guess right. My strategy to not get marked is have an alliance that wins the safe house missions, and also just keeping strong social bonds throughout with all the players.
I was surprised that Marie marked Anne instead of Maul. She didn't discuss any of this with our alliance, and I thought she'd play it easy and go Darth Maul, John, and Cruella, but she didn't. Makes me think that she's the killer and she probably wants to get rid of Anne. I do think Anne is probably going to die, but I'd prefer if it was John. My strategy to not being marked is to try and be social with as many people as I can, especially the people that I know are winning a lot of these missions. I'm not great at competitions ever, so I make sure to surround myself with people that I know or so I can influence decisions behind the scenes rather than getting the blood on my hands directly.
Why did you mark me? Am I not social enough with you?
It was nothing personal. Honestly, I had a message from almost everyone and pleading from Darth Maul, so I had told him I wouldn't. That is the God's honest truth. I'm sure you will survive. I have no doubt.
I can't figure out who to guess is the killer. Even though Mystique has acted suspiciously, the obvious clues also point me away from her. Maul seemed guilty before because he wouldn't ask to be safe and would complain later, but now that he has asked you for safety, that's less of a factor.
Or he did it as the killer and didn't want to look like he was safe 3 times.
I know. I keep thinking that. The double reverse psychology. I told Marie that I understand it sucks to mark people and that I would share the clue with her if I got it, but I guess I needed to beg. She said that Maul begged to be safe, which is weird when he wouldn't ask to be safe before this. I think Marie sees me as a threat, and that is why she marked me.
Now I'll hide in here for a bit.
Did the other side reach out begging for safety?
Not one person talked to me. Darth Maul did, and I heard nothing from anyone until just now, Anne, asking if she wasn't social enough for me. Now, I didn't say she wasn't in my marking. I said I was giving Maul a break, and that's exactly what I did. Now, I want to see if he thanks me.
I'm surprised they didn't reach out beforehand. I would have thought they would not want to be marked unless they know they're safe either way.
There is an idea. Both can't be the killer. But Anne is nervous and afraid she will be killed since the other two made it safely through previous markings. She may be right. The killer may keep saving them, so we believe one of them is the killer. Although eventually he or she will have to start knocking them off. I'm afraid to see what happens once those 4 are gone and we 4 are here and have to turn on each other. I think David has other alliances lined up.
I agree. I think he does also, and I definitely am nervous to see what happens. I've got a feeling it probably will be Anne that's killed. It seems like the most likely option, but who knows nowadays. I wasn't expecting Matilda either, and then she was dead in a flash.
I guess some people don't keep their word. I should have gone with a different move for safe house. Any advice for surviving this marked for death? It's weird that she saved Maul and put me up if it was about who's social with her. Maybe he actually talks to her. He still doesn't talk to me or respond. Maybe they have an alliance. I need to figure out the clues or I'll probably be out. John and Cruella have both been marked and survived. Maybe it's about finding a commonality between all the clues.
I can't get myself inside Victor's head enough to figure this out.
Me either. I can't decide who to say for my guess is the killer and think of what kind of plea could make them want me around if I'm wrong.
Just think, what would Maul do? He's obviously done something right to survive so far.
I asked him for advice, and he's as responsive as always. Maybe that's his secret. Being stoic.
There's definitely something up with that Maul.
I'm sad either way this round. My closest two people are Anne and John. Sadly, we must be with the wrong group of friends. I can only hope the killer keeps me around. Hopefully my new guess is right. I'm so sad we're all in the bottom, John. Good luck to you, dear.
Good luck to you too. I hope we survive the most.
Good luck. I'm sorry you keep ending up marked.
I know, and it's always Marie, but I understand why. We don't really talk at all. I just hope I can survive again, but I don't know if I'll be lucky a third time, you know?
Sorry that you and I are marked.
Oh, Anne, darling. I'm sorry that you and I and John have been mocked. You are both my favorite people here. Good luck to you, dear.
You are such a strong, creative person. Good luck, too.
My strategy is to hope someone in my alliance keeps winning, because the second one of the others wins, I'm dead. I don't know why I marked Anne, just to change it up a bit. As for the other two, they don't talk game at all, so why not mark them?
My strategy is staying friends with who wins and being trustworthy with spilling every slip up. I am going to be keeping a closer eye on Marie going forward, though. I mean, I was already suspicious, but more so now this week.
Anne asked me if it wasn't clear she wanted to be safe. Well, I never heard her say anything of the sort. She thinks she's a goner because the other two made it through safely before. I guess we will see.
My bets are on John.
I think Anne finally being marked will tell us a lot. If the killer sees her as a threat, I can see her being knocked out here. But as usual, I'm not surprised that she assumed she was going to be safe.
I think she's right to be nervous because I'd presume it'll be her. I guess we'll have to see with this one, though.
I feel like Cruella is the most likely to survive. No clue what's what anymore. Not like I had much of a clue before. This feels weird to say, but Maul might be my biggest threat now. Since he's survived so many markings, there are only a few explanations. Either he's the killer, he is close with the killer and struck a deal, or he's correctly identified the killer. Any of those make him a threat to me. I feel like Cruella and John are less of a threat because I'm not sharing my info with them and they're less strong in challenges, but they start to survive a bunch of killings too. That could change.
Biggest threat I'd say is probably Anne, David, or Marie. They are all fierce competition, and I can see any of them winning this. I wouldn't say anyone is at the bottom for me, but I'd say I'm not scared of Maul, John, or Cruella. I feel like I can outwit them if needed, but I never underestimate people in this game. I like to prey on people underestimating me, because that's how I win.
Biggest threat could be David. Least threatening right now is Cruella.
Marie is my biggest threat, and my best friend Cruella is my least.
Everyone is a threat, smiling to your face while they stab you in the back. I really want to keep playing the game. I have so much more of myself and my quirks to share. Anne Flatch is fun.
Mama Marie has been moving up in my suspicion rankings lately, and this week didn't help. The confusion on the clue mission, the strong reaction to the safe house mission. At this point, if she's not the killer, then I really don't know what kind of game she's playing.
I'm gonna go with Marie as my top suspect, because David said Marie has a lot of thingies pointing to her.
I was gonna switch it up this round and say Darth Maul. However, I'm gonna have Marie as my top suspect again. Her behavior and all the clues pointing towards her are too much to be a coincidence for me at this point.
The killer has to be David. He's been caught in lies. Maybe it's just the lies because he has another alliance going, I don't know. But too many things may point to him. Schitt's Creek is in Canada, and there was something somewhere that pointed to Canada, I think. I can't remember what. So yeah, here I go with my connections.
I am changing my top suspect again this week. Clearly, I have no idea yet. I do hope I'm on the right path, however. Well, killer, it seems I am at the bottom again. I guess I'm not a fan fave. I really did think I had decent relationships, however, I'm just not as talkative as everyone here. Well, I do hope you do give me another chance. I truly do love being a part of this. It's truly a highlight in my busy day of catching pups and designing. I absolutely am not ready to die yet. Please do spare me again. I am going on a limb and changing my suspect.
Dear killer, I hate that we have to keep meeting like this. Unfortunately, I get it if you are tired of seeing my name.
Trust me, I am too. I am begging you once more to please spare my life. This has been such an amazing and horrifying journey, but I don't want to stop it. I'll do anything to stay alive. Please let me live once more.
Please don't kill me, killer. I want to keep playing the game. It is fun. Also, I'm less of a threat to you than anyone, as I could see you commit murder and not be able to pick you out of a lineup, especially if you change your clothes. Just don't commit murders naked, because I can remember a naked body. Or if you want to commit murder naked, just don't do it where I can see you, then you'll be safe.
Anybody home? Hello? Hello?
Sorry.
Where are the keys?
They're on the... Hey, there's no reason you and I can't finish what started.
Okay. I'm gonna go freshen up.
Excuse me.
Really? Hello? I don't have time for catch me, rape me.
Well, goodbye, darlings. I was absolutely happy to be a part of this. So sad I never won Safe House. You are all such good competitors. Good luck, everyone.
The time has come for you to go, darling. Do the rest of you see the pattern yet?